How does time affect life? Every living being will eventually die. It's just a matter of time. Time is something that has always intrigued us, mostly because we don't understand it. However, we have placed the concept into a limited measuring system and divided time into pieces such as seconds and hours.
All life goes through chemical and biological changes. Everything on Earth is limited by time. Every year, every month, every week, every day, every hour, every minute, and even every second, not just we, but everything around us change. Big or small transformations, but still a development, and just in itself it's showing us that we and the world around us are alive. Small or big changes, it's still a change, and the result of the visible change is just a question of time.
We have made time a central part of our lives by scheduling our lives into periods of time. We fill our days with work, school, meals, spare time, and sleep. However, we're really not the ones who decide when to do what. We have adapted our lives to the norms of society, which have been set by scientific science of time, such as day-night, hunger, and fatigue. The amount of time we have on our hands also has a direct impact on our mental health. For instance, has research shown that people who work with flexible working hours have lower risk of depression than those who work between 9 and 5.
The concept of time is a hugely debated subject by several thinkers throughout time. An ongoing thesis is that time doesn't actually exist, and it's rather a by humans composed illusion. Others view it as an ever-repeating cycle of birth, evolving, and destruction.
Time in everyday life is perhaps most frequently considered to be a sort of bother, an obstacle that can't be ignored. We're all subject to the unquestionable rule of time which holds us, as well as all of our actions, by a tight leash. Even still, it's not uncommon that time associates with money and wealth. Effective collaboration with time to make as much as possible of its limitations is supposedly key features for lucrative results.
Since a long time back, it would appear that time is something we never really can put out of our minds. It's a constant factor of anxiety. By confining time with our numerous way of measuring, we try to observe it, to understand it, and even employ it. As one of the basis foundations of our society, we build our life around it. The reason for this is logical and mainly because it's one of the few things we can't even remotely control, and an ever-limited resource that never stops reminding us of our impending end.
Take a shit, good man. Don't let time figure around.
What do you think about time?
Well, firstly, I'd say that we all know that it affects us. Like we're older, we like everything around us, and things change and stuff. But as a result of that, we get like frustrated and worries a lot about it, and we get really stressed out, and and sometimes we get really obsessed as well, which is not very sound.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
I agree. And I've also noticed that the older I get, the more I notice that the time is going faster and faster. So when I was a little child, like 10 years, I didn't think about time as much as I do now. And that's not, I don't know if that's good, but now I think like, oh, I have to do this because I just have one life and one opportunity to do this. So why not to not just do it?
Well, one shouldn't worry about something that we can't control or manipulate.
Yeah, exactly.
One should just make best of it.
Yeah.
Appreciate the beauty of it.
That's good.
Does all of this mean that time controls us? Or do we maybe control time?
Nu zoomar vi in på typ här.
Okej, så vad ska jag säga? Jag kan inte sätta...
Nej men kom igen, vi gör det sådär som ni körde förra gången.
Vi körde som vi körde.
Varför kör vi inte som vi kunde göra? Men sluta vara stressad.
Jag är inte stressad, jag är sur.
Du ser inte så jättesur ut.
Men du måste säga till! Jag sa att du måste säga till!